But, you know, why don't we just get into it, right? It's been a while, so let's get in to the game that I've played for 69 hours. Haha, nice. And I've only gotten 66% of the way through. Yikes. I haven't finished side stories. There were 3. I've done Enries and Arias. I haven't done. This is Maltina's, right? So let's go through it. Let's get into it. That day, Shin and the others were taking part in a class about demon partners.
このようにジューマっていうのは愛情を注げば注いだ分だけ答えてくれる実に可愛いやつらなんですね。見てくださいこの機能的なフォルム。それでいてキュートで戦場的ですらって。はあ、思わず頬ずりしたくなりますね。
The demon partner making Professor Mutsugaro crazy began to deviate the lecture into him just boasting and rambling. Right as everyone began to lose interest, the college bell rang.
もう時間ですか。これからが面白いところだったのに残念ですね。では皆さん、ジューマの組成式についてレポートを仕上げておくように。
I don't think any of these students learnt anything in this lesson. Actually no, sigh. Professor Mutsugaro is always like this.
相変わらず素晴らしい講義でしたわ。教授のジューマに対する熱意、愛が溢れてらっしゃいます。
Like you and Fran. Well, I agree with you about that, but the problem was how his love was so intense that not many people can keep up with him. I mean, you sure love all demon partners, not just Fran.
私が錬金術師を志したのはフレンに感動したからですの。あの感動を自らの手でと考えるのは当然ですわ。
Yeah, what's up with Fred anyway? Where is he? Huh? What's he been up to? Fred was a demon partner who inherited the memories and appearance of Maltina's late brother. The bond between the two surpassed the normal master-servant relationship. Shin was also aware that Maltina was pouring her love into demon partners as a whole.
けれど、どうもうまくいかないんですのよね。どうしてなのかしら。
You mean composing the demon partners?
術式の構文は間違っていないはずなんですけど。
Do you mind showing it to me?
いいんですの?
Altina's expression lit up. She waved her ether gear, the baton, and projected the spell in the air.
これなんですけれど。
Now this is a complex spell.
分野によってブロック分けしていますの。これは演算処理系の術式で、こちらには陽子に関する情報がありますわ。
I see. Generally, a composition spell is a description of what kind of demon partner you want to create. Alchemists draw out a design based on their skills and goals to create a demon partner. Depending on their purpose, they could be servants, guards, helpers in research, and more. The demon partners have a wide variety of quirks. The compositional spell Maltina wrote was, if you can make this, they would have the potential of a god or an ancient class.
私の望む私の最高傑作ですもの。 究極華麗な銃までなければいけませんわ。
This is a bit too much. It was like cramming an entire mural onto a single canvas. There was no room for play, and the smallest flaw can make the whole thing fall apart. How about you leave a little more room for growth? What if the designed individual can optimize itself through its own judgment?
それも考えましたけど、各要素が極めて高レベルで成り立っているためにバランスを崩しにくいんですの。
Well, considering that it doesn't work, if I mess with it, I guess there's a chance the equation will fall apart. This is tough.
ええ、そうなんですの。でも困難なことは承知の上ですわ。いつか必ず実現してみせますわ。
Creating a new generation of gods. You'd leave your name in history.
新世代の創新、マスター・マルチナ・リーベ。いい響きですわね。
I know you can do it, Maltina. Shin placed his hand on her shoulder and smiled. Something wrong?
なんでもありませんわ。よかったね、姉さん。シンさんが応援してるって。
Okay, friend, you confused me a bit. Are you possessed here or are you normal here? You know, considering that the side story pops up after you get possessed by, Johan. I almost said Johan. You know?
いつからいたんですの？さっきからね。もうお昼だから。シンさん、一緒に食べませんか？
Sure, but I need to go buy some food.
そう言うと思ってお弁当を作ってきました。
Wow. What? For me?
はい、シンさんとお昼ご一緒したいなって思ったから。
I felt bad for making you prepare lunch.
そんなことないですよ。2人分も3人分も手間は変わらないですから。フレン、それで今朝は妙に張り切ってたんですわね。さあ行きましょう。のんびりしてたらいい場所取られちゃいます。
Yeah. Fred took his hand as the two began to walk. Martina followed right behind.
フレンったらあんなに積極的に。肩に触れられただけでうろたえていた私が滑稽じゃありませんの。
Yeah. They all headed to the courtyard by the fountain. They sat around the homemade lunch Fred made. Wow, that looks amazing and delicious.
このだし巻き卵、自信作なんですよ。ふわふわになるようにって何度も挑戦してやっと納得した一品なんです。
Mm-hmm. It's great. It's melting in my mouth.
よかった。遠慮しないでもっと食べてください。あ、これもどうぞ。
Yeah, thanks. But I can eat on my own. On my own. What is that? Never mind. Shin eventually opened his mouth as Fred offered it with his chopsticks. He felt oddly embarrassed being watched while he chewed.
フレンったらあんなにはしゃいで、いつものお弁当より明らかに力が入ってるではありませんの。シンさんに食べてもらおうと思ってちょっと張り切りすぎちゃったかな。
But I'm happy. Is this apple a bunny? Oh, is this shape? What? Hang on.
実は遠理をイメージしてて、わかりますか？ここが羽で。
Yeah, I could see it. Haha. I like how you got creative with it.
ありがとうございます。
Looking happy, friend smiled.
弟の女子力が怖いですわ。
Yeah, he might be turning into a girl.
あら？フレンは弟でしたわよね。それとも妹だったかしら。なんだかだんだん自信が。
Well, you're gonna get a younger sister soon. And you're gonna lose a younger brother soon. At the same time. Friend let out a dry laugh as Maltina held her head and began contemplating seriously.
ですがこれは姉として負けていられませんわね。シンに対しフレンにばかりポイントを稼がせているわけにはいきませんわ。
Oh, she's jealous.
姉さん、別に勝負ってわけじゃ。いいえ。シンにはハルモニア派より私たちを選んでもらわなければなりませんもの。これは純然たる勝負ですわ。
Yep, okay. Upon saying that, she began to think once again.
そうですわね。フレンが女子力なら、私は大人の女性としての魅力、セクシーさで勝負ですわ。
Right. I mean, like, you've got two big personalities, right there, so I guess you can use your mature feminine charm compared to Fren. What?
セクシーって。
That Fren, that isn't what you said. You said ... question mark exclamation mark. Hang on. Martina blew into Shin's ear cheekily. Hey, Martina, not here.
姉さん、シンさんが困ってるよ。
I think you mean turned on. I mean.
フレン、余計なことは言わなくていいんですの？それとも私の足を引っ張ろうというの？そういうつもりじゃないけどさ。
Hey, why are you inviting me like this? That was something he genuinely wondered. Altino looked puzzled at Shin's question.
そんなの決まってますわ。あなたの錬金術師としての資質を評価しているからですわよ。
But if it's talented alchemists, there should be plenty in the academy. The model college must have disciples who are valued by Professor Johann.
それはそうですけれど。
Altina suddenly became faltered. Yeah. What? Maltina suddenly became faltered. On her behalf, Fred answered Shin's question.
他の錬金術師に比べて、シンさんはちょっと違うんです。だから多分、姉さんはそこに惹かれていて、僕も同じなんですけど。
But what kind of attraction are you talking about here? Because, like, different? Like where?
うまく言えないんですけど、錬金術師として純粋っていうか。
Ah.
学派同士の関係とかにあまりこだわらないし、自分が成果を上げることより阻止へのためにって一生懸命なところとか。
Oh, never mind. I thought you were just calling him dense.
僕すごくいいなって思います。シンさんと一緒なら 僕も同じようになれるかなって。だって僕や姉さんがこうしているのもシンさんの影響だから。ちょっと前までライバル学派と協力するなんてちっとも考えられなかったし。
Also, I think this just confirms that this is before Friend was brainwashed by Johan. Friend.
あら、気のせいかまたポイントを取られたような。でもフレンの言う通りですわ。ですからシン、私たちと一緒に。
Sorry. I'm grateful you think that way, and I appreciate the invite. Shin lightly shook his head.
やっぱりハルモニア派が大切ですか？
Yeah. Do you know how many hot women there are in Harmonia College compared to Marta College? I haven't seen any outside of Maltina. Yeah. We will purify the heinous gods and collect the primordial elements. We just got started.
なら私たちの個人的な同志ということでも構いませんわ。だから私と手を携えて。
Oh, hang on. Now it was Shin's turn to look confused. He looked at Maltina seriously before muttering, I totally thought we did. I always thought you were my comrades. I thought you were my friends. Well, a lot went on between us and the Marta College, but I respect you two as alchemists. So if anything is troubling you, I want to help too. That's why you two are my allies. The two stared at Shin, stunned. There was some time between before they began speaking again.
一つ聞いてもよろしくて？
Uh-huh. Sure.
もし私たちが本当に困っていて、シンがそれを手伝ってくれることでマルドゥック派の利になる場合、シンはどうするんですの？
Well, to be fair, I would like to believe there are enough degrees of separation between Johan and Marduk College that supporting Marduk College is not the same as supporting Johan, even if he might be the owner, the top dog of Marduk College, you know. Well, Shin crossed his arm and searched for an answer in his mind. I wouldn't help you if you sacrificed the gods or heinous gods. Put the Harmonia College in a tight spot. But I know you won't ask me to help you guys do stuff like that. Even if something does just benefit the Motto College, I'll still do what I can.
本当にお人よしですわね。
Look, Shin just wants to get into as many women's pants as he can. As long, the only criteria is that she's hot and that she has a character sprite. They are not mutually exclusive.
でもシンさんらしい真摯な答えだと思います。
I'm tired. Good night. All right, have a good night, Dexter. You stuck around a lot less than last time, even though you're off to this time. Damn. By the way, since you two asked me in such a manner, are you really having issues somewhere?
ええ、それは。
I worked 6 a.m. to 2 p.m. I know. But like for 6, yeah, Jesus Christ, 6 days. All right, have a good night, Dexter. Tell me about it. Maybe I can assist in some way.
シン、
Altina and friend exchanged glances before speaking the truth.
実は他でもないドールのことなんですの。
Is there a type 3? Dolls?
ええ、動力の問題と言ったらわかりますかしら。
As in, they're not sustainable because you're not using heinous gods. You're running out of heinous gods to absorb their powers? Or are you saying as in they are too strong? Power. The dolls use crystals harvested from the heinous gods as a source of energy, right? Okay, so they're running out of power.
そしてそのために捕獲した家臣をプラント化しています。そのことにあなたやハルモニア派が憤りを感じているのも承知していますわ。
Very much, yes. But you did not build those, so I would like to believe that you are not in support of it.
ヨハン教授はそれが必要な処置であり効率的な手法だと考えていらっしゃいます。私もこれまであまり疑問などは感じてこなかったのですが。
I'm right. Hooray. But now you think differently. Do you think differently?
ハルモニア派の研究によって家臣浄化の方法が確立されたんですもの。話は変わってきますわ。家臣、送信を犠牲とせずに済むならその方がいいと。
そのために姉さんは家臣の人象に代わる動力源として魔導電池を考案したんです。
Oh. Magic battery. A source of energy that doesn't use a heinous god.
だけどヨハン教授には必要ないと一蹴されてしまって、僕たちだけじゃ電池を完成できないから。
So that's why you wanted me to join you guys. The two looked at him with sullen eyes. Shin let out a sigh. You didn't need to be so distant. If that's the case, you should have asked me earlier.
シンさん、じゃあ
See, the friend now in the main story would never go along with this plan. Yeah, I'll help too. Making a magic battery sounds fun.
感謝しますわ。シン、
よろしくお願いします。
Maltina and friend both held his hand. They were both pressing against his arm, and that caught sight of many awkward eyes. Yeah, two Monarch College students hugging a Harmonia College student. Ahaha. Oh, no, it's ahahaha. You two are exaggerating it. I'm curious too. Think of it as thanks for the lunch.
僕、シンさんのためなら毎日でもお弁当を作ります。
Uh-huh.
でしたら私はディナーに招いてもよろしくてよ。
Oh, is that a... Never mind. Altina continued to get competitive against friend's girl power. Yushin chuckled dryly as he finished eating the rest. His mind was fully occupied by the theory of the magic battery, and not full of Maltina's tits as it should be. I mean... Okay. What? We're just jumping straight in? Okay. I pray for new crests. Thank you. Alright, let's go.
ねえねえ、これっていいものかしら。怖くなんてないわ。
I did not get the new crests, but I see a digger back there, so I may as well go for it. Nice miss.
スピニングシャッター
インビジブルツリー、これが
I
私
didn't
の
get
騎
him.
士道よ。
Damn. I mean, you know, I have Mimic, so that makes
こ
up
れ
for
は嬉しいわね。
how many diggers? Where is it? The Mimic is a fortune of 15. Oh wait, it's a knocker. That's what it's called. Fortune of 6. So, you know, the Mimic makes up for 2 and a bit. So I would, you know, I would prefer a Mimic, but I get everything. Anyway, what's the next battle? Hopefully it's different. It's the same guys.
来るのだわ。アーマーディバイド。
スピニングシャッター
インビジブル、よくも。
Okay,
フ
well,
ィルムで。もう大丈夫だぞ。
hey, I got one.
敵の匂い。
Hell yeah. I know who to put him on. So, oops. Let's do this. Quick save. Ah. Okay. Let's save. And then quick load. I want to see what other quests I might get. Nope, I do not want Kululu. I got Narco again. Okay. I think those are the 3 quests that I can get. So I may as well just go for a knocker. There's no harm in having
よか
more,
った
right?
見つけたのね。
Alright, let's see this battle though.
怖くなんてないわ。
Okay,
い
well,
つでも行けるの。
it's different. And there's a... it's the same guys,
アー
so,
マーディバイ
you know...
スピニングシャッター
ド。インビジブル、フィルムで。もう大丈夫だぞ。
And I got a Kululu.
敵の匂い、消えた。
She isn't useless, but at the same time, I don't have a use for her. So I guess you can call her useless. Never mind. Alright, time to go through
もらっていきましょ
this. Open the chest.
お見つけた
Get back to the fork and the exit point. I don't know what to call it. Quick save. I got another boon. Quick load. I got another one. Let's save that and a quick load. Okay, I think I'm only getting her. I might get Kalulu. But I think this might be locked to only one possibility. Yeah.
う。ここで補給いたしましょう。
I don't think there's a chance for something else. Let me see here. Interesting. Alright, here's my plan. I'm gonna go for the this fight.
正々堂々と戦い
I
ましょ
don't
う。
want either of those guys, so
アーマーディバイド。
スピニングシ
インビジブルツリー、シンフォニックギア、フィヌムネイン、これが私の騎士道よ。
I forgot that Namta has Naga. So I was wondering why her Pilum Rain was using so much mana. I forgot that Naga, which gives you the ability to attack twice in the same turn, triples the amount of mana that you use. So yeah.
どんな相手だって恐れたりしない。アーマーディバイド。
Okay. Well.
フィヌムネイン、フィヌムネイン。
Yeah.
私の独壇場ですわ。
ここで体を休めよう。
Actually, no. Okay. There's only one part of this.
私を満足させるものかしら。有効活用するとし
A
ましょう。
Rosenor, huh? Interesting. It's not like I've gotten two of them from fighting
よくわかんないけど。
type 2 and
いいもの。
Katrina with a C multiple times. But you know.
怖くなんてないわ。いつでも行けるの。
Let's just go same old, go for all the AoE attacks except Shin, which has
フィヌムネイン。
spinning shot, doesn't really do AoE, depends on the probability, and then Celeste goes for the shield. Time to do it again!
こいつどっちめればいいのか。アーマーディバイド。インビジブル。
スピニングシャッター。
自分の信念をどこまでも貫くまで。
Alright. Let's do this.
ドール整備の時間ですわ。
And I should have finished everything. Yep. So,
お、この辺り怪しいな。
let's, save, and let's go.
帰ってみんなで料理食おう。
Hooray! Oh, what do we need to craft? A Duracell. Hooray! I love crafting Duracell batteries. Spicy bento? What the? Hang on. What is this for? Use an extremo must. Hang on. Oh, spicy bento is the reward we get from Arya's side story. A lunchbox so spicy, even the Grim Reaper won't approach it. Slightly increases the party's resistance against instant death. That sounds good. So I may as well take it since I've got the materials, right? Yeah. I should have saved. I mean, I have a save. And now I can craft the Duracell. Magical battery. Alright. And then you upgrade from AAA to AA. It requires a magical battery. Yeah. Let's go. While putting his gauntlets on, he checked the conductivity of the liquid metal. The blade set with a standard type. Positioning his arm, he got into position before facing the opponent ahead. What the fuck? I'm ready anytime.
結構ですわ。では模擬戦開始。
Altina's personal doll, Karina, with a K this time, began to glide like a ballerina on ice with a sleek body. She dodged, drew back, and fended off the smooth attacks. Altina's doll's control is amazing. Her moves are hard to read. But I won't lose. Seeing a gap between her movements, he immediately went to the attack, swapping his gauntlet and blade to attack and defend. He tried to outwit his opponent. It seemed like Karina had similar fighting ideas. If Shin made a careless move, she would take advantage of it and make things difficult for him. In a one-on-one battle, Shin would have had a disadvantage due to his limited physical strength. But her movement slowed down. Now I can blade set. Ha! He pictured how Celeste used her rapier to strike. In a breath, he dove toward the doll and delivers a painful blow. Karina's body bent back and was blasted away.
そこまでですわ。さすがにやりますわね、シン。
Yeah, what can I say? I'm the protagonist. You too, Maltina. In the last moment, you tossed Karina back to ease the impact, didn't you? If it were a real battle, the match wouldn't be over yet. There was a chance the tables would have turned from here.
謙遜するのは結構ですが、それは難しかったと思いますわよ。
Why is that? Shin tilted his head, wondering at her surprisingly condemning attitude.
今、模擬戦をしてみて確信したのですが、魔導電池のエネルギー効率に問題がありますの。長時間の戦闘起動には向かないんですわ。
Speaking of which, her movements did suddenly falter. Karina's movements today weren't as sharp as they were during the duel. If the reason behind that was due to the magic battery, that would make sense. I see. I thought it worked, but I guess it failed.
いいえ、道路を稼働状態に持っていけるだけ大したものですわよ。
I mean, yeah, I don't think 3 AAA batteries is gonna function as well as heinous god juice.
ここからどう改良して一戦で使えるようにしていくかは私の工夫次第ですわ。
Are you saying you're planning to complete the magic battery on your own?
真の行為に甘えてばかりはいられませんもの。助言を求めたりはするかもしれませんが、必ず自力でやり遂げてみせますわ。
I understand. If that's the case, the foundation of the magic battery was complete at this state. how that would be optimized for the dolls and made practical will be up to Maltina.
それにしてもシンには本当にお世話になりましたわ。魔導電池の開発がここまでこぎつけられたのはシンのおかげですの。
Yeah, it's a shame. I don't see the side story ending up with Maltina and Shin fucking. I mean,
貴重な時間を使って私たちを手伝ってくださったシンには何かお礼をしなければなりませんわね。
unless, it's quite alright. I had fun too, so you don't need to worry.
そういうわけにはいきませんわ。お礼の一つもなしでは私の保険に関わります。ですので、そうですわね。今度日を改めて私とそので
Uh-huh. Tina suddenly started to fidget while gazing up at him.
オードに買い出しなどあれば付き合って差し上げますわ。貧乏なハルモニア派のことですから、実験器具や素材にも困っているのでしょ。
Sure, I guess I'll go on a date with you, Maltina. Shopping. Speaking of which, Aria did say she wanted the latest Athanor model. Athanor alchemy furnace was essential equipment when blending medicine and creating formulas. But with the lack of budget, the Harmonia College was using an older model for a long time.
そのくらいお安いご用ですわ。私のポケットマネーでアリアさんをギャフンと言わせるのも一興ですわね。
Wait, I can't have you buy something that expensive.
ダメですの？
Don't make those noises, Maltina. Maltina clearly looked upset. But, well, might be nice to go shopping together.
ですわよね。ではもとい買い出しに行くということでよろしいですわね。
Sure, the friend's coming too, right? Maltina's expression suddenly clouded. After a short pause, she forced a smile as she nodded.
もちろんですわ。フレンも交えてみんなで買い出しに行きましょう。はあ、結局こうなるんですわね。
You've already lost a friend, Maltina. Give it up. Shin likes guys now. And he's also dense, so Shin did not understand the meaning behind Maltina's sigh. He doesn't understand the meaning behind anything. Ah, there's still more. That came the day they promised to go out.
シンさん。
As Shin walked down the hall, he was stopped by a friend who should have been waiting for him at the plaza. Good morning, friend. Are we supposed to meet at the plaza?
おはようございます、シンさん。そのことなんですけど。
I knew Maltina would think up
行けな
something.
くなっちゃって。
Huh? You can't join us to go shopping.
はい、ごめんなさい。姉さんの気持ちを考えたら、僕。
Maltina's feelings. Sure repeated his words as friend gave him a look of accusal.
シンさん、本当に何も気づいていないんですか？
No, I don't think you realize how dense Shin is.
こんなこと僕が言うべきじゃないのかもしれませんけど、姉さん、シンさんとデートがしたかったんですよ。だけど姉さん、ああいう性格だから素直になれなくて、それで。
Oops. Where's the...
だけど姉さん、ああいう性格だから素直になれなくて、それで。
friend? He was surprised by, but somehow he was convinced. Thinking back, Maltina did act a bit odd the other day. She didn't mention friend once until he brought his name up. But friend, you're going to excuse yourself from Altina?
姉さんにはヨハン教授に用事を言いつけられたと説明してあります。だからジンさんは遠慮せず姉さんとデートを楽しんできてください。
Yes.
二人が仲良くなれば僕も嬉しいですから。あとこれ。
Friend smiled and handed Shin a box lunch.
ちゃんと二人分ありますから姉さんと一緒に召し上がってくださいね。
Damn, he's still one-upping Altina in every department. Thanks, friend. I feel like I'm always troubling you.
その分姉さんに優しくしてあげてください。ああ見えてすごく乙女なところがあって傷つきやすいんですから。
Yeah, don't worry. I know. Yeah, I'll try. Actually, no. You need to remind Shin that.
二人が今よりもっと仲良くなれば僕も嬉しいです。
Oh, hang on.
二人が今よりもっと仲良くなれば僕も嬉しいです。ちょっと寂しい気もしますけど。
Friend? Shin noticed friend's eyes swaying sadly. But just as Shin tried to get a better look, friend waved his hand and turned around.
それじゃあ僕はここでファイトですよ、ジンさん。
It was a little early, but Maltina was already at the designated location. Noticing Shin, she waved happily. Sorry, did you wait?
いいえ、今来たところですわ。おはよう、シン。
Good morning, Maltina. I think this is the first date Shin's ever been on. Like an actual date, right? Like, you know, there are times when Shin's alone with another girl, but they're not considered dates. Like, you know, Shin with Celeste, or Shin with Arya, or Shin with Enri. Like, you wouldn't consider those parts dates. You wouldn't consider in the side stories, but this is an actual date. His first actual date is with Maltina. Good morning, Maltina.
それでフレンのことなんですけれど。
He can't join us today, right? I bumped into him over there and he told me Wait. I bumped into him over there and he told me... Period. He told me to take care of you today. Nice.
そうなんですの。フレンが。
Yes. Yeah. That conversation was cut off before the silence turned awkward. The two smiled. Alright, let's get going.
そうですわね。行きましょう。
The two head off as they made their way to the capital. The distance between the two was vague. Unsure whether it was a date or just shopping, they simply went along with their planned schedule. Thanks for waiting, Maltina. Okay, let's go to the next stop.
あら、ハルモニア派はここの試薬を使っているんですわね。
Taking the small medicine bottle he just bought, Maltina muttered. The Mono College doesn't?
私たちはいつもリーベ家お抱えの靴下から取り寄せですから。でもたまには他のところもいいかもしれませんわね。
Wow, how fancy of you. You get your own pharmacy. Fuck you. Just because we have to buy from a public pharmacist doesn't mean we aren't lesser than you. If you'd like, I'll give you one.
今日は深夜のお礼を兼ねてますのに、こちらが贈り物をもらうわけにはいきませんわ。
You're oddly polite sometimes. Altina gave the bottle back to Shin, but before Shin could grab it, a finger slipped. Watch out! Shin reflexively bent down, and caught the bottle before it crashed onto the ground. Maltina also extended her hand at the same time, and the two of them found themselves with their hands on top of each other. Maltina's cheeks slightly flushed.
ごめんなさい。私の不注意でしたわ。
No, I'm glad it didn't break. With her cheeks still red, Maltina tried to quickly move away. That was when Shin grabbed hold of her wrist.
何ですの？
Oh, well, it was a spur-of-the-moment decision. Spur-of-the-moment act he did without much thought. Confused, Shin tried to find the right words. Want to hold hands and walk? You see, there's a bunch of people, so that way we won't get lost.
小さな子供でもあるまいし、そんな心配はいりませんわ。
Really? Okay then, sorry.
けれど。
Just as Shin tried to withdraw his hand, somehow Maltina began to panic and gripped his hand back.
シンがどうしてもと言うなら、繋いであげてもよろしくてよ。
Okay then.
しっかりエスコートするんですのよ。
I'll do my best. Of the embarrassment, they couldn't they couldn't face each other. Feeling the warmth of their hands as the two strolled the city.
私たち、市政の者たちにはどのように見えるのかしら。
An alchemist's apprentice, maybe?
そういうことではなくて、今の私たちの様子のことですわ。二人で並んで手をつないで歩いているでしょ。
A young couple, I guess. In actuality, a few people that passed looked at them and smiled happily as they watched the two. I might think the scholars from the academy were on a date during their holiday.
カップル、そう見えますわよね。やっぱり。
You don't like that?
いいえ、そんなこと。
Altina quickly denied it and then turned her gaze towards Shin.
シンはどうなんですの？その、私と恋人同士に見られたら。
Well, I'd be happy, though I fear I'd make a bad impression.
確かに、名家出身の私とシンでは釣り合いが取れないかもしれませんわね。でも自信を持ちなさい。あなたはその生まれの差を自らの才覚で埋めているんですから。だから。
Maltina patted her chest before letting out a light cough.
しみったれた田舎者だとか、未開の辺境出身だとか、そんな風に自分を卑下することはありませんわよ。
I never said that much.
シンは優れた錬金術師ですわ。英知を持ち、好奇心にあふれて、他者にはないひらめきがある。
I think that spark is just the Philosopher's Stone.
自信を持ちなさい。あなたはこの私に立派に釣り合いますわ。部外者が何か言おうとも、私はそれを知っていますもの。
Hang on, Maltina. Now you're making it sound like you and Shin are actually dating. Maltina.
つまり、何を言いたいかと言いますと。
Maltina turned red once again and held Shin's hand. Pulling herself closer, she clung to make them look more like lovers.
カップル上等ですわ。
What? What?
何をうろたえているんですのシン。あなたは男らしくエスコートしてくださらないと。
Sure. Then how about the grocery? I mean the botanical garden. Maybe we can find some medicinal plants while we see the flowers.
結構ですわ。
Oh, this is so cute. The two continued the day while deviating from their original plan. On their way back, they made a slight detour and came to a grassy field between the capital and the academy. Finding a place to sit, they had a late lunch. This homemade lunch, my friend, sure is great.
朝早くから張り切っていましたもの。あの子も来ればよかったのに。
Oh, about that, Maltina. Shin tried to explain to her about his exchange with Friend. He somehow failed to mention it until now.
わかってますわ。フレンの差し金なのでしょ。
Friend's plan. Maltina, you knew?
あの子が何を考えてるかくらいわかりますわ。まあ最近は少し例外もありますけど。
Taking a bite out of the side dish made by Friend, Maltina spoke up.
私たちが二人きりになれるよう配慮してくれたんですわよね。
Yeah? He said it was a date. I got quite conscious after being told.
まあデートらしくなっていたのではないかしら。今もこんな風にお弁当を挟んでそれっぽいでしょ。
That's a good idea. Though it seems like Friend set this whole thing up.
せっかくのお膳立てなら乗ってみるのも一興ですわ。
I'm liking the sound of this. Martina used her fork to pick up the lettuce and ham. She then brought that over to Shin's mouth.
こうすればもっとカップルらしいですわ。ほら、シン。
Sure. Like the Twitch emote. He opened his mouth as tall as Shin chewed. Maltina stared intently.
おいしい？
Yeah, here, let me. As if it were a trade, he offered a different side dish. Turning bright red, she opened her mouth like a baby bird and accepted it. Do you like it?
しかしこれはカップルというよりバカップルにシフトしてきたような。
Look, if this is what being a dumb couple is like, I don't want to be a normal couple. What?
だんだん恥ずかしさが増してきましたわ。殿方とこんな戯れ、子供の頃のセレスとのおままごと以来ですわ。いえ、セレスは最初から女の子なのですから、実質これが初体験。
Altina held her cheeks as she shook her head while remaining stunned. But you started it.
そうですわね。これでは自爆ですわ。ここまで計算していたとしたら、フレン、侮りがたしですわ。
I thought Friend would have imagined something like this would happen.
ええ。でも、だいぶ変わったと思いますわ。あの子も。
Yeah. Especially in the main story where he's brainwashed by Professor Johann. What? That hasn't happened in this timeline yet. That was when Shin noticed Maltina was gazing into the distance. Straightening her surroundings, she had a slight melancholic look.
いつの間にかこんなに上手にお料理を作るようになって気遣いも覚えて、姉としては 寂しいような誇らしいような複雑な心境ですわね。
The traits of a demon partner must have grown into something different than what the Alchemist originally designed.
そういえばシン、前に言っていましたわね。10魔の成長について自己判断できる余地を残すって。
Hang on.
それってつまりこういうことなのかもしれませんわ。人間と変わらない個性の発露。それが
Oh. God damn it, I did it twice.
それってつまりこういうことなのかもしれませんわ。人間と変わらない個性の発露。それがフレンの望んだことなのだとしたら。
Maltina looked rather sad in Shin's eyes. When he called her name, she smiled at him almost out of courtesy.
何でもありませんわ。シン、それより。
Maltina lowered her voice. To pick up her words, Shin unconsciously leaned in closer to her.
買い出しも終わり、あとは戻るだけ。私たちのデートももう終わりですわね。でもあなたさえよろしければもう少し。
Maltina. Shin realized what she was trying to imply. He thought back to the time he spent with her today and asked himself, Shin wants to stay longer with Maltina, can't stay any longer. Ah! God damn it. This is what I live for in Area 8. This is why I fucking play H games. For this shit. You can't get this storytelling in a hentai. Maybe in a dojin. But not in, especially not in porn. Dexter, if you're watching the VOD, sorry, but I have to continue making formulas when I get back.
そうでしたわね。お互いやることが山積みでしたわね。私も魔導電池の完成を急がないと。
If I stumble upon any issues, let me know if I'll offer some, and I'll offer some tips.
え、頼りにしていますわ。
Altina smiled like she regained her composure. From there, the two continued to eat lunch while talking about their research and about Soshi. Altina seemed more friendly compared to his first impression and found her to be an important person to him. Alright, Dexter, if you're watching the VOD, look away right now. You're not gonna like which option I pick. I want to stay with you a little. I want to stay with you longer too.
本当ですの？
Yeah. So if you don't mind. Shin hesitated at first to say anything further, but coming this far, he figured it's the same. Do you want to come to my room? God. You notice Maltina gasps slightly. God, I wish I had the 18 plus patch. What? I didn't say anything. Anyway. You can look back now, Dex. Vision of the Apocalypse. Now we go from one semi-wholesome side story with Henry, where She turns into a goth moth, heart, and then we get two wholesome, very wholesome moments with Arya and Maltina. And now we're going into the main story, where Shin is getting visions of the apocalypse. So let's just say that there is a big shift in tone going forward. Shin was walking through a dimly lit world covered in ash. Nothing around him moved, but he saw a mist of ash sprinkling down like snow, charring the massive cocoon hung in the distant skies. Shin was heading for the cocoon. Without looking back, he simply moved forth in the field of ash. How long had he walked? Shin stopped when he spotted a hill along the flat plains. Bending down, he placed his hands on the hill before brushing away the ash that piled up into a lump. Eventually, what was inside the hill showed itself. Shin's mind told him the rocky mass was once the origin Kyubey. Contaminated by the dust, she must have hibernated to protect herself from eclipsing and eventually fossilized. But only traces were left, and never again would she show any of her powers or perform miracles of as a god. Kyubey's words from the past vaguely replayed in Shin's mind. The future of Soshi would be determined by the Philosopher's Stone, whether it will stop the destruction caused by the dust or not. Right. This was why I came here. After spending time going on the pilgrimage, I made it to the border. Losing interest in Kyubey's fossil, Shin continued to head toward the cocoon. Focusing on the pulse of the Philosopher's Stone that synchronized with his heart, he touched where the stone was embedded. But the Philosopher's Stone was dark from the corruption. The future of Soshi would be determined by the Philosopher's Stone. Whether it will stop the destruction caused by the dust or not. Kyubey's words echoed like the waves. Right. That was what I was here for. To hand over the reins of this world that has ended. Strong winds blew against him. Among the blizzard of ash, Shin inched closer toward the border step by step. And then he woke up. When he opened his eyes, he saw the familiar ceiling on his room. He sat up and gripped his hand to check his physical senses were intact. It's the same dream again. Touching his forehead, he muttered to himself. He still felt as if he was standing in the field of ash. Shaking his head, he brushed off the illusion. My Philosopher's Stone is beating a little. I could hear the throbbing, similar to the beating of his heart. It's almost like the Philosopher's Stone is bedded right next to the heart. As if something was taking root and growing in his body. Is this the seed? Or the gospel, or that gospel Cinderella was talking about? Shin rose to his feet and took a sip of water. The lukewarm water in the jug didn't stop the throbbing, and instead made his body lust for more water. I'm starting to understand. That dream is the ones seen by ash demons, or the vision of awe that is seen by those who dwell there. The world covered in dust, when Soshi is corroded, the deadly silence is the gospel of awe. The seeds nestled in the Philosopher's Stone is showing that gospel. It was intentionally speaking to his mind, telling him how the future should be. In my dream, I was accepting that. Without the loneliness, there was a sense of fulfillment I never felt before. Within the loneliness. Flashbang. Jesus. No, I can't think that. I can't think about this. Cinderella was trying to take Shin in. She was trying to manipulate his thoughts to her liking. There's no way he could fall into her grasp. Shin slapped his cheeks, and his ass cheeks, to clear his mind. Who is it? No, who is it? Who is it? Knocking at this hour?
シン、私、
Henry. Surprised, Shin opened the door. What's wrong? Did something happen?
シンが心細いんじゃないかと思って。
Huh?
夢を見たの。灰の荒野をシンが一人ぼっちで歩く夢よ。
Oh, we're having the same dreams. Shin was at a loss for words. Henry stared at him with clear eyes, as if she saw through everything.
シンも同じ夢を見ていたのでしょ？
Every night. Why?
なんとなくわかったの。うまく説明できないけど、私とシンは賢者の石でつながっているから。
Well, that explains it.
それはとても弱々しいつながりで、今まではシンの意識まで読み取ることができなかったんだけど。
Then why? Henry smiled faintly. She appeared somewhat more mature than she normally did, making Shin's heart skip a beat.
オリジンとの契約を経て、賢者の石の波動が大きくなってる。それに私もティアマタのおかげで眠っていた力が目覚めつつあるから。
So that's how you had the same dream as me.
うん。
Henry gave a small nod. She gently touched Shin's chest where the Philosopher's Stone was embedded.
大丈夫なの。シンは正しい道を歩いてる。私も一緒。だから、ハイカブリ姫の誘惑になんか負けない。
Henry felt a stinging pain in his chest. Henry quickly removed her hand and smiled again to reassure him.
おまじない。今度はぐっすり眠れるように。
That's strange. The throbbing I felt earlier is diminishing.
私は縁理。縁と断りの紡手。そのことを覚えていて。賢者の石の宿主として。私の主として。
Henry. Henry. Did you remember your mission?
すべきことはまだおぼろげ。でも、やりたいことは分かってきたの。私にとってそれは、真と共にあることだって。
Henry.
うん。
Can you stay with me a little longer? Until sunrise? Henry wrapped her hands around Shin's hand, as if she knew it all.
今度はぐっすり眠れるわ。とっても安らかに。朝まで。
Like Henry said, Shin fell into a deep sleep and woke up feeling refreshed. So, did they have sex or not? I'll never know. I'll never tell. You'll have to find out when I eventually play through this game again. The Harmonia College was secretly preparing for the next quest. Their destination was Lake Eridu in the south. Their goal was to form a contract with the Origin of Water. In the previous expedition to Ore, they were lucky enough to learn about the state of the borders. A large crack ran through the wall that separates Soshi and Ore. Currently, it is plugged by Astarte's cocoon. But that cover was not complete. In the eclipse, Astarte allowed dust to enter from time to time, which became the main cause of the oblivion. But with the completed Philosopher's Stone, they may be able to create an unbreakable wall to replace Astarte's cocoon. Therefore, the Harmonia College had to rush to form contracts with the remaining origins to complete the Philosopher's Stone.
水のオリジンアプスとは以前も会ったことがあるし、契約はしやすそうなの。
やっとアプス会いに行くか。水のエレメントもらえる。いつ出発する？
I already submitted our plans to the administration, so whenever we get permission, we can go.
許可いつ出る？
If there's no problems, we should get it quickly. But if the Oblivion becomes active, or if the Destroyer appears, there is a risk of postponement. Shin believed that now was the best time to go and quickly form a contract with Apsu while the Oblivion was weaker.
シン、学長から呼び出しよ。水の聖地のことで話があるみたい。
Calling me? Is there a problem with the plans we submitted?
そうじゃないみたいだけど、気になることがあるからって。学長はすぐ来てほしいみたい。
Okay. I think the Chancellor might know what Shin's plan is with the Philosopher's Stone, right? Got it. I guess I'll just talk to him. Oh, well, it's either he knows or he's about to find out. Shin nodded and left Arya and Namtar to take care of the workshop as he left with Arya. Okay. Excuse us.
おお、来たか、シン、アリア君。急に呼び立てて悪かったな。
No. What do you want to talk about?
まず断っておくが、この件は私を含め限られた人間しか知らない事柄だ。くれぐれも情報の拡散には気をつけてくれ。
Okay.
穏やかじゃないみたいですね。
The Chancellor's serious tone made Shin and Arya feel nervous. He then handed a small glass bottle to them.
これは水源のエリドゥー湖にほど近いラティフラ川の上流で採取した水だ。
Ah, there's something wrong with the water.
サンプルの水質を検査したところ、わずかだがダスト反応が検出された。
Of course there is. Is Lake Eridu being contaminated? Oh god damn it, that means our next battle is gonna have fucking ash demons, man. I can't even make them into crests. Should immediately realize the importance of the situation. Lake Eridu is considered the source of the sanctuary of water. If the water is contaminated, the rivers flowing throughout the continent would also be affected.
先に灰の雨が降っただろう。不測の事態に備え、私は各地の水の調査に当たらせた。
それで川の汚染に気づいたんですね。
幸い、今はまだ汚染も許容範囲だ。浄水機構を用い、ダストをろ過すれば飲用に問題はない。だがこのまま水質が悪化することがあれば。
The rest of the sentence was obvious. The continent is already not at its best environmental state. If the sanctuary of water is also contaminated, the kingdom will suffer an unprecedented water shortage.
でもどうしてエリドゥー湖はオリジンアプスが守護しているのに。
知っての通り、ここ最近侵食現象が活発化していた。そのために何らかの異変が生じたか、あるいはこの機に乗じた何者か、破壊者の策謀か。
Like Johann? Maybe. Agrippa. It was something likely. The destroyers were plotting to overthrow Soshi. For that, targeting the water sanctuary in Apsu is a natural strategy for the opposite side, from the opponent's side.
そなたらを呼んだのはそこのところなのだ。聞けばハルモニア派はアプスーとの契約のためエリドゥー湖行きの申請を出しているという。
Yeah.
ならばこたびの異変、そなたらに調査を頼むのが適任というもの。
I understand. If that's the case.
はい。もしアプスが危機だというなら、 それを助けるのは私たちの望むところでもあります。
Shin and Arya both nodded at Faust's request.
水質の悪化が一過性のものであればよいが、もし真に破壊者が絡んでいるとすれば、ハルモニア派だけに対処を任せるのは酷であろう。そこで事情を知っているヨハン教授からは助手の
Hang on.
そこで事情を知っているヨハン教授からは助手のマルチナ君とその従馬フレンを同行させる打診が来ているが、
Oh, yes. Professor Johann is coming along to assist us. Very, very... not suspicious at all. Altina and Friend. To the unexpected offer, Shin had to ask once again.
どうするかね。そなたらはオーズ遠征の方針をめぐって決闘を演じた間柄だ。含むところがあるかもしれないが。
Well, I don't know about you, but me and Maltina, you know, we have a special connection right now. What? We consider the two as comrades who will face all with us.
それにマルチナさんたちの実力は知ってますから、二人が力を貸してくれるなら願ったりですよ。
Well, I know how good Maltina is. Friend, it's a different story. I can't really put him anywhere in the party, you know.
そう言ってもらえるとありがたい。今は錬金術師が一丸とならねばならぬ苦境ゆえな。
The Chancellor had a look of relief on his face. Shin caught a glimpse of his difficulties as a leader to organize the Magic Academy.
他に必要なものがあれば便宜を図るが。
いえ、もともとハルモニア派だけで向かうつもりだったんです。マルチナさんたちが来てくれるだけで大助かりですよ。
そうか。よろしく頼むぞ。理解していると思うが、そなたらに課せられた役目は極めて重要なのだからな。
The Chancellor bowed. Shortly after, Shin and Arya left the Chancellor's office. Epic. Violator of the Sanctuary. Let's save this. And I will, I was just turning on the aircon in the lounge room. Since it's so fucking hot. Yeah. Alright. Story. Violator of the Sanctuary. We get butterfly wing. I mean, fairy wings. I didn't say butterfly wings. The lake was shrouded in silence, and a mist that covered everything. When Shin and his friends arrived at the shores of Lake Eridu, they knew their mission won't be an easy one.
この霧、アプスの結界よ。前回来た時よりだいぶ濃いみたい。
This means there must be an opponent we should be careful of.
それが破壊者。
Maybe. I don't know. Why are you asking me? I don't know. But it's someone Apsu finds to be a threat. I wish we could meet Apsu to find out what's going on, but...
結界は当然私たちにも聞いているの。アプスに会うにはこの霧を越えていかなくちゃいけないのだわ。
Sounds like a hassle. That was when Maltina and friend who accompanied them came back. Maltina's hand was a small cylindrical vial.
今、湖の水を採取して簡易キットで水質を調べてみましたわ。
水の聖地が。
今、湖の水を採取して簡易キットで水質を調べてみましたわ。わずかですがダストを含有しているようですわね。
水の聖地がダストに汚染されるなんて。
Yeah, and this was like one of the only places that wasn't contaminated by the dust when we got here. The
正
first
確
time.
にはまだここは水の聖地じゃないよエンリー。本当の聖地はエリドゥー湖の水源のことだから。
Friend, I know you're possessed, but like, I don't know what Lake Eridu is. I know Lake Eridu. You know.
エリドゥー湖の水源、地中の水脈につながる道があるという話ですわね。正確な場所は明らかになっていませんが。
An underground water vein. The contamination of the water is caused by the destroyer. You probably would go there.
そうですわね。水源を汚すのが最も効率的ですもの。
Of course, Apsu realized that and is trying to protect the water source.
つまり私たちが目指すべきなのもエリドゥー湖の水源。
Shin nodded to Celeste. The underground water veins that the destroyers are targeting, and the gods are protecting. If they can reach there, perhaps they can achieve multiple goals at once.
決まりだね、シン。
It's thanks to your advice, Maltina. I'm glad you guys came along.
感謝するのはまだ早いですわよ。私たちの優秀さをこれからもっとお見せするつもりですもの。
Oh, believe me, Maltina, you've already shown how wonderful you are in combat.
相変わらずだな、マルチナさんは。
And maybe in the side story. What?
でも頼もしいわ。マルチナ、フレン、今度は味方。二人とも強い。
Maltina, Namta, there's a missing A.
でもよくヨハン教授が許してくれたね。決闘以来私たちのことを目の敵にしてると思ってたのに。
許すも何もハルモニア派に同行するよう私たちに命じたのはヨハン教授ですわ。
Ah, great. So, because Professor Johan knows that we trust Fren and Maltina, we're going to be distracted by what Professor Johan's doing while we accompany Maltina and Fren to solve the problems that the quote-unquote destroyer are causing. That is definitely not Professor Johan. Don't clip that because it's going to age like milk. Probably. Really? His decision was so unexpected that Shin couldn't help but to question her.
マルドゥック派とハルモニア派は仲が悪いけど、こういう時こそ協力し合わないと。ヨハン教授もそう考えたんですよ、きっと。
私たちヨハン教授を少し誤解していたのかもしれないわね。
No. Celeste, just no. Celeste seemed to be convinced by Fren's words, though Shin felt rather uncomfortable with the reasoning. Please, Shin, just at least realize that something's wrong with Fren before shit hits the fan. Before Shin hits the Fren. What? Never mind.
これは嬉しいわね。
Okay, that took a while. Let's just do the same strat we always do. Right? What I'm hoping for though is some new crests.
この調子でいこう
I already have the Draco Coral and the other fish. So I'm hoping for some new monsters to fight. But right here. Never mind. We already have both of these. We have the Aquacadora and the Shell Crab. I didn't even get them. I got coarse sand. I'm getting a lot of spiritual mercury here too, by the way. Why don't we just do it again? You know? Alright. I know what to do. Let's go this way around. Fight a new mob. Fight a new crest. Never mind. Another shell crab. Yikes, E plus at this late stage of the game. Would expect at least D plus minimum with these guys. You would expect a minimum of D plus at this stage of the game. It truly has been a year since you last played this. Hello, Saint Quartz. Indeed, it has. Now let's go through this way. Surely I'll get new crests this time. No, I'm getting the same old, same old. I'm getting more shell crabs. I don't need them. I am fine without shell crab crests. I have plenty. Let's get this, by the way. You know, just because. Okay, I see a free crest spot here. And I see that we're just gonna be leaving. What the? I have to go up. It's a one-way and there's no rest spot in that area. So let's do this. I think he's new, as in I don't think I have him as a crest, but I think I've fought him before.
インビジブルツリー。
であ
I got the Kraken.
独壇場ですわ。
Now let's see if I have gotten him before. I have not. And it now has tentacles. I've got more tentacles now. Hang on. More pursuit? That's pretty good. Only type 2 has pursuit prop at the moment. Let's see. Who should I put pursuit on? I mean, is it worth it to get rid of Nightmare? No. See, Curse Sword is good because of not only the 50 attack, but because of the physical boost. And so is Apprentice Grim Reaper. She's really good because of the 80 attack and the physical boost. Naga has the attack link prop. So what did I miss? Are you finally beating up Johan? No. So basically, what you've missed is that we went on a date with Maltina in her side story, and now we're in the main story, and they found traces of dust in the Lake Eridu, which is essentially the main body of water where all of the water for Soshi comes from. So if that lake is contaminated, then that means no drinking water for anyone. Hang on. What the? See, the Kraken is good. But who could I put the Kraken on is the question. And I think the answer is Maltina. Right? I think so. If I replace the Citra, which means that I'm once again getting rid of MP recovery prop, I can make Maltina do more damage. Yeah. I think it's worth it. I'm sure it'll be fine. I'm sure that I can do this and this. And go back to the rest spot. And then go back to before the crest and gave Maltina the tentacles. Well, you know, I'm already, you know, Shin already has had his fun with Maltina when they were on the date, so never mind. What can I get from the crest? Nope. Another Dragon Coral. Aqua Kadora. Another Hornfish. Alright, so this crest spot is basically just gonna give me the crest that I already have. Fine, let's go with Harpero. Pewo. Okay. Fight this guy. Let's get this over with. I don't think we need to.
スピニングシャッター。
フィルムレイン。
I didn't need another dragon coral. Thank you very much. Alright. Thanks to the butterfly wings. Fairy butterfly wings. And now we just go through this area. And get some good stuff, right? White. Sure. Alright, let's just deal with these guys, just like we haven't already done that before. Get one shot by Namtar, idiots. Alright. The route went around the lakeside and passed by the shore to the mountains. Trying to find an underground water vein around the massive lake was like trying to find a needle in a haystack. It was like finding the needle in a haystack. But they continued to head where the barrier was stronger and found clues. To find clues. Huh? Where? Friend drew out his dagger as he spoke. He quickly threw the blade and hit the rock protruding out of in the rapids. Good job, friend. To friend's impressive aim, they all cheered. With the barrier broken, they were now able to see a new path that was previously hidden. Which means that Johan can now enter as well, right? Is that how it's gonna go?
先に進めるのは私たちのおかげですわね。マルチナは何もしてないのに得意げになっちゃって。
ちょっと静かにして姉さん。何か聞こえる。
My friend, you're acting a bit out of character there, buddy. Did something happen while you were infiltrating the base where Type 2 was being stored? Altina's laughter was chided. I don't remember how that's pronounced. By friend who spoke quietly but assertively. Leaving his bummed sister aside, friend's dog ears twitched as he carefully listened. What the fuck? Something? Like a god? They all came to the realization from Celeste's statement. Shin also thought of that possibility. It's hard to imagine ash demons naturally spawn in the depths of Lake Eridu. If there are some, it's most likely the ones with the destroyer. They all looked at each other nervously. If they really are the ash demons of the destroyer, they can't let them get closer to the water sanctuary. Let's go after them. Everyone, get ready for battle. They managed to chase after them easily thanks to Arya and friend detecting the enemy's location. Instead of directly going after his target, Shin thought of a plan of reading their route and ambushing them. The enemy's signals were near. They can catch their presence in an instant. Keeping a close eye in that direction, they kept their breathing low.
相手好きだろうけどシン仕掛けるか
Wait a second. Shin almost doubted his eyes at the enemy's appearance. He quickly stopped Namtar and tried to lunge out. I tried to lunge out. Wow! So, Johan was already here. I never would have guessed. What appeared weren't ash demons, but a troop of dolls. Why are dolls?
そんな確かにカイマの反応だったのにカイマは他に潜んでいるのではなくて私の螺旋はあのドールを指し示しているけど誰かこっちに気づいたの
To Henry's voice, Shin had no choice but to step forward. The platoon I can't say it. Fuck. The platoon of dolls was on alert as they came out.
マルチのどういうこと私の連れている機体の他にエディルーコ周辺で作戦行動中のドールはいないはずですわ
Yeah, I wonder who else could be controlling the dolls, Maltina. Maybe it's a little someone that I don't know, brought your brother back to life in the form of an ash demon, in the form of a demon partner. I don't know. I'm just speculating.
それじゃあのドールは一体
And pronouncing platoon. See, I can say it now. I don't know why I couldn't say it before.
考えられるのは作戦中にはぐれたり破損したドールを何者かが刺激していることですけど何者かって
Yeah, someone? Shin. Do you know Occam's razor? Do you know what Occam's razor is? It is a how do I say it? It is the principle. It is a principle that states Shin having the dumbest takes as usual. It is a hang on, let me I don't know what it is. First, now this Occam's razor is essentially the simplest answer is most likely the correct answer. The Destroyer? Really? Agrippa was a famous alchemist who was one of the three sages. It wouldn't be surprising to see him control the captured dolls. Wouldn't it? What really?
シン、向こうはやる気よ。とにかく今はあのドールたちを無力化しなければ。
Shin's gonna be flabbergasted when he finds out that it was Johan who's controlling the dolls.
戦うならボディはできるだけ破壊しないようお願いしますわ。ログが読めればあのドールの質がわかりますもの。
Okay, Namtar, can you do it?
任せろ。
Namtar's voice rang confidently. After manifesting her twin spears, she pounced onto the dolls like a hunting hound. But right after, Namtar's body collapsed on the spot as she froze in midair. Namtar! Shin quickly jumped out and tried to assist Namtar, but suddenly his body grew heavy. No, it wasn't heavy, but rather, no matter how much strength he put in, he couldn't move. But why?
体が言うことを聞かない。
すみません。皆さんの影を縛らせてもらいました。
No way! Friend's kunai blade was pinned by their feet. A spell that bound their movements, it was transmitted into the blade. Why? I literally said, fucking said, oh my god, how? I literally said at the start of the fucking dungeon, he better fucking realize that Fren is being controlled by Johan before this shit happened. With a calm expression, Fren walked over and stood next to the doll. Shin watched while being stunned. I get Maltina, right? Because she trusts Fren more than anything in the world. So it would have been the last thought that came to her mind that Fren was being controlled by Johan. Especially since Johan is essentially Fren's savior. Why do you why do you think Maltina is so loyal to Johan?
僕は真面目だよ。でも仕方ないんだ。だってこれはマスターの命令だからね。
マスターですって？フレン、あなた何を言って？
Don't tell me. Is it Professor Johan? Finally! It only took you until the last second.
その通りですよ、ジンさん。
It only took you until he literally points it out. Basically points it out. Fren admitted without hesitation. His innocent smile made Shin shudder. That's right. Fren was a demon partner created by Professor Johan. There must have been a command spell cast on him. I put the comma in the wrong spot. Command spell cast on him without us knowing. Probably when Fren stuck into the workshop. They were careless. It wasn't a good choice to make Fren go by himself. Anger began to build inside Shin. He knew something felt off, and yet he fell for his opponent's traps. At least he's self-aware enough to know he's a dumbass. Shin was the only person who could have stopped this. Shin, if he had like two more brain cells, he could have realized, hang on a minute, something's up. Why is Fren acting like he saw nothing when he investigated type 2? But no, because we needed to have this conflict.
それはもちろんハルモニアが邪魔になったからだ。その考えに感化されたあなたの方ね。
And then Fren's gonna have this moment, right? Because, you know, Maltina and Fren, they were siblings, so like there's gonna be the moment of Fren fighting against the command spell, right? And he's gonna use the power of friendship to control to break the command spell on him. Yeah, fight the command spell, friend. Use with the power of friendship and Maltina's massive tits. I mean, you know you don't want this to happen. How could you set a trap on us and even your sister Maltina? Maltina's eyes shot open in shock. While staring at her, Fren continued speaking nonchalantly. look, friend, buddy, I already made this argument back before, like, you had a duel with, you know, we talked about this when, you know, we found out that the real friend died, and you're just an ash demon whose memories were implanted in them. So, like, you're a bit late to the conversation, buddy. Altina was trembling uncontrollably. She was extremely shocked at the truthful words that came out of friend's mouth.
だけどもうそれは終わりだ。僕はただの10万に戻る。マスターの指令通り邪魔なあなたやシンさんちを始末してね。
I'll respect the writers if these guys are able to get out of the situation without the writers adding in a part where Fren is fighting against the command spell, essentially, right? You know, like in other media where a character is being controlled, most notably the main character or an ally to the main character, where they're being controlled, and all the main character has to do, or all the main character's friends have to do, is be like, snap out of it, get control of yourself again, use the power of friendship. But you know, I'll be pleasantly surprised if it doesn't turn into that, you know. Friend gradually raised his hand, mimicking his moves. The surrounding dolls all pointed their guns towards Shin and the others. Their first target was set on Maltina. Okay, so if the first target is Maltina, then Friend's gonna be like, no, I can't kill Maltina. She's my sister. And
さよなら、姉さん。こう呼ぶの最後になれ。
and then if the guns were pointed at Shin, Friend would be like, no, I can't kill Shin. I'm the only one who hasn't had sex with him yet. I'm the only one in the party. Never mind. Friend, fight the power. What? Control. Even with all his strength, he couldn't move. Shin tried to undo the shadow binding spell and release the power of the spell. What? But the protection on the spell was strong and would require a lot of time and concentration to release it. You got a Philosopher's Stone, right? You could use that. That might work. You know, considering shot at, you know, this might be a shot in the dark, you know, considering that you're being tied down by your shadow, you know what a shadow can't, you know what a shadow needs? You know how to get rid of a shadow? Light. You know, maybe something like that would work. You know, at this rate, Maltina will... Desperation filled his vision. Friend was only moments from commanding the dolls to execute her. Nailed down on the spot with the shadow bind, Maltina shot a challenging gaze while still looking pale. Well, you say that, but Maltina's always been pale. For the first time, Friend's cool expression became agitated.
私が今まであなたの生き方を縛り付けていたというなら、私を打つことで自由になれるというなら、仕方ありません。この身をあなたに捧げます。マルチェル、何を言って。さあ、打ちなさい、フレン。それであなたが新たな人生を歩めるというなら、私は本望ですわ。
Look, Maltina, I know what you're trying to do, but you know, even if Friend kills all of you, I don't think he'll be able to start a new life, considering that he'll literally be tied down by Johan. Maybe literally, mostly figuratively. Considering he's being used as a literal puppet at the moment.
あららったな。あららったな。人生？
そう。私はあなたがフレンの記憶を重荷に感じていることにうすうす気づいていた。気づいていながら兄弟でいられるのが嬉しくて。
God damn it.
気づいていながら兄弟でいられるのが嬉しくて、ずっとその役目を押し付けていたんですわ。
Yeah, we literally saw that at the start of the game when Maltina was adamant in Friend calling her big sister.
けれど、それでももうおしまいですね。あなたが自分の道を歩むというなら、私に止める権利はありませんわ。
何を言ってるの？僕は10だ。新しい人生なんか関係ない。マスターの命令だからこうするだけだ。
She even Friend understands that there's a flaw in her argument.
いいえ、あなたには自我がある。私をハルモニア派とつなげようとしたり、シンやエンと仲良くなったのもその意志ゆえ。
Well, you know, that was before he was being puppeted around, commanded.
だからただの工夫ではなく、本当の自分が何をしたいかを常に問い続けなさい。それが私のあなたの姉としての最後の言葉ですわ。
Okay, I may have been wrong a bit. It wasn't the power of friendship. It was the power of incest. What? Wait, never mind. Friend began sweating as his gaze wandered. Even though Fred was the one cornering them, he seemed like he was the one having the gun pointed at him.
僕は10だ。マスターからの命令があれば。それで
おかしいですね、フレン。最近のあなたは反抗期かと思うくらい私に歯向かってばかりでしたのに。
The power of hormones.
フレン、確かにあなたの記憶が移植されただけの借り物だったかもしれない。でも今日までの日々はあなただけのものでしょ。
ジュームと人間とか関係ないの。フレンは私の友達なのだわ。うるさい。黙ってよ。僕に余計なことを考えさせないで。
Fran threw a tantrum and shook his head. No, the power of friendship doesn't work all the time. The writers can't keep getting away with it. He lowered his hand and attempted to send a command to the dolls to fire. Friend! Shin yelled out loud to reach the real Friend. Friend's movements paused for a moment. Don't keep thinking of yourself as a demon partner. Conform to the writers. The power of friendship always works in anime. You just need to believe hard enough. Keep asking yourself the reason why you were given life. The doll's guns are fired. The bright light from the flare bomb blinded his vision as he continued, as the continued gunfire hurt his ears. Shin reflexively shut his eyes, and then, oh, what happened? Where did Maltina go? Why did Ari replace her? His ears rang, but he noticed his surrounding got quiet. Shin opened his eyes cautiously and surveyed his surroundings. What Shin saw was a pair of dolls that faced and struck each other. After a moment, they collapsed to the ground among the smoke. Friend looked anguished. And this is when he starts turning into a girl. Friend, is that you? Is he not? Is he the usual friend not manipulated by Professor Johann? Shin questioned with that on his mind. The answer was clear. I mean, like, my method would still work, right? My method still works, right? Like, if you have, so essentially where the shadow is would be behind them at the moment. So like, if you place a light source behind them, then the shadow would move to a different spot, essentially, right? Which means that the daggers that are physically placed, which are physically stabbed into the shadows, would be not stabbing into the shadows, meaning they would be able to move, right? Surely that works as a surely that would be a solution. I mean, light magic exists, right? Friend. And then Professor Johann comes around the corner and stabs Friend in the back. They would do that. Once your shadow binding is undone, what is he gonna say? Please kill me or something? Friend, watch out! Behind you! The next moment, Friend's body was chucked into the air. His body bounced several times as he was slammed under the ground. I mean, I knew that something was gonna happen. I went with the most extreme, which was Friend dies. They weren't gonna kill him. He became a bouncy ball. Oh, Maltina came back. Oh, hello. Hey, so you mind doing that? Doing what you did to Friend to me? I mean, Cinderella. That's what I said. She can bounce me around while she wants. At the spot Friend stood earlier, the humanoid ash demon appeared. Cinderella used her hair as a tentacle to swat Friend away. Look, Cinderella could have killed Friend, but the rioters don't want Friend dead. Shin felt goosebumps rising throughout his body. We still don't know the identity of Cinderella, do we? We know Agrippa, right? Who is the third sage, but we still don't know who Cinderella is. And since we already know who the third sage is, then there's not a fourth sage, so this is someone else. Mommy? I mean...
あなたのエーテルギアは正確に出すともカイマの反応を予測していたわ。カイマはさっきからあなたたちの目の前にいたの。
どういう意味？
こういうことよ。
Cinderella extended their tentacle and placed it on the sockets of the dolls lying on the ground. As if they removed their old shell, their bodies convulsed and the dolls rose to their feet. What?
そんな。ありえませんわ。あの姿は。
Please look cool, please. What is an ash demon doll gonna look like? Okay, they're pretty cool. They still got the goofy bodies, but the dolls covered in dust revealed themselves. Its core parts produced dust and had it spread all over its body. The head should contain the brain parts. Its traits were different from other dolls they've seen so far. The goofy pot belly, yeah. They weren't a fight to. They weren't a weapon to fight the dust. Instead, they were made to spread it. Ash demon. Inside of the dolls are ash demons? Look, I get it that you might not come to that conclusion, but if you really think about it, like, they're literally using the powers of heinous gods. You know, gods that have been contaminated by the dust, right? And since they're forcibly extracting the dust out of the gods to give power to the dolls, you know.
ヨハン教授は大量生産のために道路の中にカイマを組み込むことを考えたんです。だから破壊者と結託して。
Wait, friend, how do you know that part? Did Professor Johan do the whole villain explains the entire plan to the incapacitated main character? After Johan used the campaign spell on Friend, Johan just told him everything about his plan. Johan was like, you know, I was actually creating ash demons and using the dolls to cover them up so that I could mass produce ash demons for the destroyers who I've teamed up with. Friend attempted to get up despite the pain running through his body. It's just a flesh wound. His eyes contained a strong sense of righteous determination, unlike before.
お互い利用し合っていたんです。ヨハン教授はカイマを刺激する術で破壊者は情報を僕がそれをしたから操られて。
Wait, are you telling me that's what you learned from the logs? Huh?
まさかヨハン教授が破壊者と通じていたなんて。
Look, Arya, she knew since that one part with the most annoying god I still don't know her name. That Maltina formed the contract with. Goth Mommy, you already know. Hello, Wendy. Maltina shook her head as if she couldn't believe it. She respected Professor Johann. He was her mentor, and she must have admired him for reuniting her with her beloved brother. He can only imagine the shock of knowing that his other. She can only imagine the shock of knowing his other side.
でもそれで腑に落ちるのだわ。風の鳴きの国でも砂漠でも私たちを先回りするように動いていたのはヨハン教授が情報を流していたからだったね。
Yeah. Look. Everyone knows Professor Johann was gonna be evil from the start of the game. You watch any form of media like that, any form of media like this where you've got the main teacher group, that the main characters join, and then you've got the antagonist group where not everyone in that group is evil. Case in point, Maltina and Fran, but the main guy is evil, aka Johann. The best example is literally Harry Potter, where, spoilers if you don't know, throughout like the whole series, it is essentially Gryffindor good, Slytherin bad, Hufflepuff, Ravenclaw, they're neutral. So and you know, Snape is essentially set up to be the villain in most of the books, outside of Voldemort, obviously, and the Deathclaws. But then at the end, you find out that Snape is was actually a good guy. That is not the case here, unfortunately. It was not a twist of we suspected that Johann may have been evil, and turns out that he was actually the linchpin in destroying the destroyers, right? No, he is actually just evil. And this time as well, to get rid of Shin and the others, Professor Johann mind-controlled Fren, but in case that failed, he had a backup plan to contact the destroyer and bring out Goth Mommy Cinderella.
そういうことよ。でも気づくの少し遅かったみたいね。
Yeah, look, Cinderella, you're giving a bit too much credit to Shin and the others, especially Shin. He's a bit slow in the head. He didn't realize that something may have happened to Fren, which caused all of this. So, you know, it's Fren's fault. I mean it's Shin's fault. God damn it. It's not Fren's fault. Fren did nothing wrong.
今まで楽しませてくれてありがとう。そしてさようなら。
And then we're gonna do the same thing. Cinderella, this isn't you. Wake up. Use the power of friendship. Fight the ash. Fight the dust inside you. Oh, that's cool. With that said, the Ash Demon dolls began to move Cinderella's command. She had no trouble controlling them with her abilities as an alchemist. Their damaged limbs creaked as the dolls attempted to attack Henry and Arya. Stop it, Cinderella.
あら、この娘たちが殺されるのが嫌なら、あなたが動けばいいのではなくて
Man, that's just BM right there. What?
その程度の呪縛、自力で解除してみなさいな。あなたにはそれができるはずよ。
Look, Cinderella knew that he could have used the Philosopher's Stone. I knew that he could have used the Philosopher's Stone. How does the person who has used the Philosopher's Stone not know that he can use the Philosopher's Stone to get out of the situation? He was already on it. What the fuck? He undid the spell cast on the kunai blade that bound his shadow down, but to do so he would need to calculate a way to that cancels the protection on both the kunai blade and its shadow. No, I have no time to whine. If I don't move now, Henry and the others will be wiped out. I have to move. The Ash Demon dolls confidently inched toward them. Though for a brief moment, Shin drove his thoughts outside. He shut out the presence of the dolls, Cinderella, and Henry's cries to sink into his thoughts. The surrounding sounds grew distant. He opened his eyes. He closed his eyes. Within the darkness, he focused on the spells that bound him. He opened his eyes again, and everyone was dead around him. Looks like he was thinking a bit too much. He was thinking a bit too much for too long. Trace the spell, reverse the resources of the Philosopher's Stone, establish a medium between the kunai blade and my shadow, destroy the protection surrounding it. The Philosopher's Stone pulsated in his heart. The blood in his body began to boil. But his thoughts remained calm while he transferred the heat from his feet to his shadow to undo the spell. Sparks flew on the ground where the kunai blade was struck. Even without a source, the lights rippled and thinned out Shin's shadow. Then, spell release complete. I told you he could have used the Philosopher's Stone. The kunai blade that served as a medium for the shadow bind cracked and broke. The moment the binding broke off, Shin toppled forth from the force. Oh. He slammed his gauntlet against the swarm of dolls, crushing its head. He used his blade to slice through with force. His body continued to burn inside while feeling a bottomless fountain of energy erupting within him. Yeah, he's probably absorbing a shit ton of dust. Cinderella. Doth the shoe fit? What? I didn't say. Never mind. After wiping out the Ash Demon dolls, Shin stepped closer towards Cinderella. Oh, I can't get over this CG every time. Never mind. What? Meanwhile, she simply stood there and with a smile and a look of confidence. Yeah, she could kill me anytime. What? I'd let her kill me. What? I'd let her ruin me. Wait, wrong game. Shut up! I don't have any feelings for you. The person playing this game maybe, but not the main character. I'm the protagonist. There's a weird euphemism for pregnancy. Hey, Shin is emperor. Never mind. What? The next moment, his heart began to thrash as his vision turned red. Just when Shin was about to slash Cinderella, he stumbled to the ground. A seizure? Why now? Oh! The memories of the time Cinderella forced him to drink something flashed back in his mind. Shin realized the seizure was triggered by Cinderella. Huh? What? What? Huh? What? Shin? Did you not realize? What? What? Never mind. She made him use his powers to create the situation.
受け入れれば楽になるわ。ラストを糧に世界を思いのままに作り変えるその素晴らしさを。
Well, unfortunately for you, Cinderella, Namtar also has a Philosopher's Stone. Surely she'll be able to use it too, the same way Shin could, and free all of them while you're being distracted by Shin's massive What? Damn it! Shin swung his blade at her, but his direct attack was dodged. Cinderella fought off their attacks while extending the tentacles as she quickly sealed the movements of their limbs. There? You mean his? Let go!
いいえ、離さないわ。これまでずっと我慢してきたのよ。でもやっと機は熟した。たくさんの汚れを吸って、賢者の意志は判定の時を迎えている。
Look, Cinderella, I'm not doing the chaos route yet. I'm still doing the law route. You can do this when I'm doing that route, okay? Reversed? I don't want to be corrupted yet. I still got girls to fuck.
本当はあなたも自覚しているのでしょ？汚れによる力と心の高ぶり。それを身近な娘たちにぶつけてきた。
I still haven't had sex with Apsu. What?
いいのよ。罪悪感を覚える必要はないわ。娘たちを汚れに染め、自分のものにしていく感覚を誇りなさい。
What are you saying? Shin tried to flee from the restraints, but Cinderella's tentacles were relentless, and the more he struggled, the more they coiled around him.
気持ちよかったのでしょ？満たされていたのよね。今抵抗しているあなたはどこまでが本当のあなた？
I thought you were talking about the. Are you talking about the tentacles? Because, like, I mean, I guess.
薄っぺらな心なんて捨ててしまいなさい。汚れのもたらす力に頼ってきたあなたは、もうそれを捨てることなんてできないんだから。そう。汚れの封印こそが今のあなたを育んでいるのよ。
I'm turning red. That's the Disney movie. His vision is as well contorted. Within the nauseating intoxication, Cinderella's voice invaded Shin's body and tried to awaken something within him. What is it? No, Shin was aware of what it was. His horny powers. Oh, that was the other self that lay dormant within him. The power to fuck. So this seizure is in order for me to turn into myself.
いい顔になってきたわよ。その調子でもっと自分を解放して。さあ。
Is this like a euphemism for coming? Sorry, Cinderella. Shin's been edging this whole time. Go. His vision turned red. Common senses were swept away, and a crazy impulse was built within. Shin's becoming a gooner. beyond the violent heartbeats, he heard his friends call for him from a distance. This is bad. I better try and break free from Cinderella at least. But she's too hot. How can I get rid of her? How can I get rid of her thought from her head? She lives rent-free. Voices from his friends helped him regain some of his judgment. Instead of aimlessly struggling, he thought of ways to escape the restraints by thinking about his friends instead of Cinderella's hotness. That's right. If I drain out the dust from her tentacles with the Philosopher's Stone. Didn't you try to do that before and didn't work? Are you saying that the Philosopher's Stone is stronger now because you've got the power of three of the three origins? Cinderella ran the dust through her tentacles and hardened it, moving it to her will. If he manages to suck out the source by never mind. He thought he heard Henry's voice, but it was too late. No, he didn't think he did hear it. In exchange for his freedom from her tentacles, Shin took in a massive amount of Cinderella's dust. I'm not going to say anything about that. Bro! I'm not going to say anything. The dust is not a euphemism for anything. No, Shin shook his head in denial as he pointed the blade of his gauntlet at Cinderella. Is this the dummy mommy of my dreams? But she's really hot. And it doesn't help that my vision is red, so now she looks hotter. Literally. His friend's voices were like a distant wave. Chaos filled Shin's mind. One side of him worried for them, while another found them to be a nuisance. To edge or to come. That is the battle in his mind. Never mind. Even he couldn't tell which was his true self. Cinderella's temptation and his friend's sorrowful calls. His ego wavered and struggled between the two. What will he choose, Shin? The dummy mommy or the wholesome? I know a nickname for them. Childhood friend. Who am I? An alchemist of Cagliostro Academy of Magic. He aimed to resist the spread of oblivion and to complete the Philosopher's Stone. The words that emerged from his mind seemed rather empty. Meanwhile, the inspiration brought by the corruption was sweet and gently enveloped Shin's heart. The warm embrace of a dummy mommy. Shin looked at Cinderella's face, her deep crimson eyes. How could you tell from how red your vision is? Contain a light that almost sucked Shin's soul. Damn. when he not, but she keeps sucking. God damn it. Lured by that light, Shin took a step forward towards it. He's resist. Flashback. Jesus, I made too many coom jokes. He felt a sting in his chest, a familiar pain he'd felt before. It was a reassuring sensation that cleared his hazy thoughts. What? Henry's voice came to his mind. That's right. That was back then. This was what kept Shin from being swallowed by the dust in his dreams.
Shin!
His thoughts returned as if he woke up, his consciousness that was sleeping this entire time. Powerful heartbeat, different from the seizure, from the corruption, suppressed the waves of the Philosopher's Stone that made him remember who he was.
大丈夫。私がついているの。私はエレと断りの紡ぎ。私の意図は真の王子の誘惑に負けないために。
I can hear Henry's voice. Right, the memories of his days as an alchemist came back. With reality at heart, he washed away the gospel of the corruption. To purify the heinous gods, he overcame many trials. Despite the setbacks and sacrifices, what they've accomplished certainly was nothing. The feelings of his friends and their bonds, especially... Never mind. They were engraved in Shin's heart. Deeper than words or theories, it was what made Shin the person he was today. Cinderella mentioned the charm of the corruption. I can't deny that I wasn't attracted to it. But after coming to the academy and spending time in the Harmonia College, that was not something I could let go so easily. His thoughts became clearer. A refreshing breeze blew through his mind as if he emerged from the depths of the ocean after overcoming a fever.
どうしたのシン。何を躊躇しているの。さあ早くあなたのぬくもりを私に感じさせて。
No, I will not become a Kuma. I will not become a Kuma. I will become no Fab. No. I won't be under your control.
賢者の石が福音を分解消化している。これはオリジンのエレメントの。
So I was right. The Philosopher's Stone is stronger now because he's got 3 elements in him. He's got 3 of the Origin's elements in him. It only took his the power of friendship. Once again, fuck you. I'm not going to drown myself in corruption. I will overcome the dust on my own, with my friends' willpowers instead of my own. I will not become your submissive. Never mind. That was when another thing happened. Loud rumbles from the ground can be heard as something came rushing from the distance. There was a large amount of water gushing from the other side of the slope. What? There was a sudden change. He barely had any time to react. The first wave of torrents engulfed their ankles and caused them to fall. The shadows trapping kunai blades that bound Enri and the others were removed, but before they could check on each other, the second wave of torrents that was ready to swallow them was closing in. I'm sure that Apsu knows that we're trying to form a contract with her. At this rate, the torrent tried to engulf everyone in the area, regardless of whether it was Shin, Enri, or the Ash Demons. There was no time left to escape. There was not so much one can do. There was not much one can do when their legs were engulfed in a stream of water. Don't call me that. You'll give me second thoughts. Shin threw himself at the one who sought him. Shin woke up in the dimly lit cave. He felt heat next to him as he laid down, and he turned his neck around. When he turned his neck around, he spotted a fire burning beside him. Oh, huh? Why am I...
シンさん、目が覚めたんですか？
Hang on a minute. Is this when we have a moment with Friend? That voice. Is that you, Friend? Shin suddenly felt some weight on his body. His blood vision cleared up and that was when he noticed the other figure on top of him. Friend, why?
ごめんなさい。シンさん、水に濡れて体が冷え切っていたから、温めなきゃって。
Damn, we're finally, are we gonna have sex with Friend now? Now that he thought about it. He recalled being cold earlier. He was unconscious, so his senses were vague, but perhaps Friend had decided this was the best way to warm Shin up.
大丈夫ですか、シンさん。どこか痛むところはないですか？
Yeah. So I just...
あの時、鉄砲水を押し寄せてきたことは覚えてますか？シンさんはとっさに僕を抱えて、かばってくれたんです。
That's right. We all were nearly swept away by the water, and his memories started to come back. Right when they were swallowed up by the torrent, Shin was holding Friend. Then they were both swept away. So where are we?
わかりません。気づいた時、僕たちは地底の川岸に流れ着いていて、僕は気を失ったシンさんを岸から引っ張り上げて、なんとか火を起こして、こうして体を温めていたんです。
I see. Where's everyone else? Friend shook his head. It seemed like they were the only two there. Is this the underground water veins we were looking for?
そうかもしれません。けど、まだ周囲を調べたわけではないので。
Either way, we better find the others.
ダメです。まだ安静にしていないと。
Huh?
シンさん、ハイカブリ姫に何かされていました。あれだけダストを吸ったんだから、せめてあと少しは体を休めていてください。
Well, you see, friend, there's only one way to get rid of so much dust. And since we're the only two here... And then Careless Whispers starts playing. Ah, fuck. My body is rejecting my my jokes. But I'm fine now. Except down there. What? Right as he said that, he felt sudden dizziness. He should have neutralized the dust for Cinderella. But it seemed like the after effects left him with a fever. Shin thought for a moment and decided to take it easy. Fine. Before we go, it's probably better to have my strength return a bit.
よかった。
Friend finally showed a smile. Somehow, Shin found his body to be oddly cute. I wonder why. Friend should be a guy. Why is my heart racing? I wonder why.
どうかしたんですか、シンさん。
Why am I getting hard looking at a guy? Am I gay? No, it's nothing. His friend looked at him closely. Shin quickly turned his gaze away from him.
シンさん。どうしてさっき僕を助けてくれたんですか？
Well, you know, considering that he slept with all of the other girls, right? He kind of got bored of girls. He was like, I wonder what a guy is like. I mean.
あの時、エンリも姉さんもみんな危なかったのに、シンさんは真っ先に僕のところに駆けつけてくれました。
Oh, well, understanding the underlying message, Shin nods. When the water first came, I knew that your shadow binding kunai blades were washed away. If we could all move, I knew Enri and the others would be fine. If anything, I thought you were the one who needed help. Well, I probably wasn't thinking clearly at that point.
どうして僕はシンさんや姉さんたちを裏切ったのに。
Yeah, but if Shin realized that something was wrong with you, they wouldn't have been trapped. So, like, you know, it's Shin's fault. I didn't think you betrayed us. You were manipulated by Professor Johann. I guess it's also Professor Johann's fault.
みんなを亡き者にしようとしたのは事実です。
Yeah, but I was into it. I mean, you still ended up saving us all. Your quick thinking made the dolls fight each other. Shin patted his head, hoping he would calm down. The animal ears shivered as his swaying eyes gazed up at him.
シンさん。
It's okay. Don't worry. I'm on your side.
はい。おかしいですね。シンさんの体を温めるためなのに、僕の方が甘えてしまってる。
No, you're helping me. Your body is very warm and feels comfortable.
本当ですか？それならよかったです。
Friend smiled and leaned even closer to him. And then they had sex. So, friend, about what we'll do now.
姉さんたちと合流しなくちゃいけませんね。無事だといいんですけど。
Well, Tina, Henry, and the others should be fine. They've gone through a lot. Also, I think Apsu's intention in creating the torrent was to get rid of Cinderella. There can only be one dummy mommy, and there can only be one dummy mommy, and that dummy mommy will be Apsu. Shin and the others were washed away as well, but he couldn't imagine Apsu had ill intent. Instead, the waters managed to bring them out of their predicament. Let's search the area. Maybe they were washed up around here too. Shin and friend quickly got prepared, put out the fire and left. After some thought, they returned to the point they were washed up to. Assuming their friends had also been washed up, they decided to search the riverbank. The underground water veins split in numerous ways and created a natural labyrinth. We worried about going too far and getting lost, but after several forked roads, Shin found traces of his friends.
シンさん、これって。
Yeah, it's Arya's sign. So they must have been washed up here. Expressing their delight, Shin took Friend's hand. Friend, this way. Arya and the others are there. Using the sign as a guide, they began to walk. As they went uphill and away from the water vein, he could sense the presence of people up ahead. Arya!
その声、シン。
Yeah, Friend's here too.
よかった、無事だったのね。
He's a new addition to the harem. What? There was also Celeste, Henry, Maltina, and everyone else. Spotting Shin and Friend, they all rushed to them.
姉さん、僕。
Maltina hugged Friend silently. Friend's eyes widened.
ごめんなさい。私、気づかない間にあなたを苦しめて重荷になっていたんですわよね。本当にごめんなさい。そんな、違うよ。僕だって姉さんのこと姉さんって呼べるの嬉しいんだ。でも僕フレ、私とあなたのことは落ち着いてからゆっくり考えましょう。あな
は無事でよかった。フレン、本当に。ヘザ、ごめん。ごめんね、僕。いいんですわ。もう謝らないでいいんですのよ。
And friend stuffed his face into his sister's chest. Faint sniffled. Word in the air. Faint sniffles. I don't know. Shin and the others watched tenderly as Maltina patted his back for a while. Arya, how are things like now?
シンと違って私たちはほとんど同じところに流されたの。それで体勢を整えてからこの地下水脈を探索することになって。
I see. Well, you guys were clustered up back there.
ここに来る前、さっき道路にあった。
A doll?
例のカイマが偽装したドール、この地下水脈にまで入り込んでいるみたいなの。
I thought Apsu tried to create a flood to eliminate the destroyer's efforts. Wait. As he spoke, Shin noticed a contradiction. If Apsu was trying to get rid of uninvited guests, wouldn't it be strange for us to be sent to the underground water source?
ここはエリドゥー湖の源泉、水の聖地とされる大事な場所なの。破壊者はもちろん、私たちだって普通は足を踏み入れることができないはずなのだわ。
だけど私たちはここにいるわ。それって。
Something abnormal must have happened for Apsu too. Wait. Yeah. Apsu was aware of the Philosopher's Stone. Perhaps she knew that Shin was collecting primordial elements, and that he was there to form a contract. That means if Shin loses against the Destroyer and loses the Philosopher's Stone, that would be the worst case scenario for Apsu.
アプスは私たちを助けるため封印を一時的に解いた。あの激流がそういうことだったとしたら。
おかげでひどい目に遭いましたが、結果だけ見れば私たちは助けられていますわね。
私たちはアプスによって地下水脈に流されてきた。でもそれによって破壊者に聖地の入り口を教えてしまった。
So that's why even the dolls were able to enter, including Agrippa. His plan was pretty clear. He wants to contaminate the water sanctuary and eclipse the origin, Apsu, to speed up the destruction of Soshi. Matters were more urgent than anticipated. If they allowed the destroyers to proceed any further, they wouldn't be able to obtain the primordial elements.
アプスが私たちを助けるために窮地に陥ったのだとしたら放っておくわけにはいかないわ。
Let's get out of here and head to where Apsu is. We gotta get there before Agrippa does.
今度は私たちが助ける番。
破壊者やっつける。今度こそ。
They all turned to each other and nodded. Despite a few accidents, the group managed to reunite and began plotting their next strategy in the underground water veins. But that's gonna happen another time.